and welcome to Let's Get Real with Jill. Today's show is very dynamic, and I promise you, today's show is going to change your life. And I'm so honored to have with me Shaline Jane. Thank you and welcome. Shaline Jane has an amazing story, but we're going to first start with her background of transformation. She's definitely has gone through a lot from childhood, and we fast forward. She's an advocate for all women. And she is a fighter. She is a warrior. She has been transformed by God. She is living God's purposeful life for her. She's not living the life that she's choosing. She is living the life that God has asked her to live. And it's growing. And you're going to hear this story. And I promise you, don't go away. Please forward this on, because we're going to talk about her journey. And I do want to start with, you were once a beauty queen for
Miss Philippines Samar, and then
Miss Sacramento. And that actually takes a lot to do that. That's not just your outside beauty. That is also your inside beauty and how it transforms outward to serve. And now she is the president of the Salvation Army's Women's Auxiliary Group Del Oro Division.
Huge division.
And I'm sure a lot of you out there don't understand what that means. And so we're going to start with that. Shaline, thank you and welcome. I'm so honored to have you here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so thankful, and I'm honored too to sit next to you and talk about the things we do.
She's just adorable and fun. We spent a lot of time just before this, and you really are an inspiration, and you definitely have this magnetic personality where people, I think, just really want to be your friend. Yeah.
I hope so. I like making friends.
And I want to start with one thing on your Facebook cover page. It's not a picture of Shaline, like we all have our cover pictures.
Yeah.
But it's about you thank God for everything.
Everything in my life. Yeah.
So what brought you to that part? And then I want to get into the Salvation Army.
I think that just, I grew up with nothing. I had a single mom that worked a lot. I went through a lot of trauma as a child, through child abuse and sexual abuse and domestic violence relationships. So it came full circle that I can only homelessness at 15 and just overcoming a lot of things of the world and getting to a place where I surrendered everything to God. And I'm alive because of it. Yeah.
And she says that so clearly in one sentence, though, because that's a lot.
It is.
That's trauma. That's things that don't feel good inside. That's not feeling valued.
Right.
That's just being lost in the world.
Yeah.
You literally said that very quickly in one sentence. And a lot of people out there, we don't experience that. We have our issues in life. But you've had a lot of that since childhood. Yeah,
the battle has been a war since I was little, yes. So being strong, I always used to think like, God, do I need to be this strong? They say that the biggest battles go to the biggest warriors. And I'm like, Lord, I don't want to be the biggest warrior. I had to learn how to get into my femininity and to allow God to just surrender to his goodness, and that I can change my life because I can make better decisions and I can trust him versus trying to pull everything with my own might. And I was angry. I had a lot of ups and downs, and I had a lot of trials. The person you're meeting today is definitely not the person somebody met before in the past.
Yeah.
But through those trials and those struggles, I have a testimony.
Yeah, for sure.
The test became a testimony for sure.
And I think with people out there listening, especially like teenagers, male or female teenagers, or college kids, or people who are just lost, or may have all of these secrets from their past, or skeletons that they haven't faced, there is hope for everybody.
God, I love the saying of God leaves the 99 to find you. And I think that God's always seeking you and getting to you. It's like, are you listening? Are you asking for him? Are you asking for that love and that grace and that mercy? And because it doesn't come unless if you seek.
Right. Okay, that's a really good point, because sometimes if people in that situation could just be mad at God. God, why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Or a parent who has a lost child who's on drugs or something. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But We have to seek him.
Yes, I think that's the biggest thing. I think when I learned to face God in my shame, in my sorrows, in my tears, in the things that I didn't feel good about myself, and I wanted to run away all the time, or people were into drugs or vices.
Yeah, right.
It's easier to do that because it's of the world. It's something you can feel, but it takes so much courage to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It takes so much courage to show up and say, God, take it. Like whatever burden I'm holding and whatever things that are crushing and breaking my heart, to take that. And it's a practice.
It is.
It's a daily practice of falling in love with yourself and falling in love with God every day.
Yeah, it is a practice. It doesn't just happen.
No.
And that's what he wants us to keep seeking, keep
keep
and
knocking.
Yeah.
So don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, and surround yourself with amazing people. I think
that's a good, talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
Because there's the people in your life that will draw you either closer to God or take you away. And God is very clear. It's like, I always have this saying that I've incorporated in my life: is it good, is it righteous, and is it true? And I stay in my lane.
I like that.
I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
God will light the path if I stay in that lane.
Yeah.
Most people want to get off of that lane. And that's when I see my life not going good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not staying focused on those things. So what are you focusing on?
And it's so important to be with God every day.
Every moment.
Yeah, because you're doing so great. You come in with a smile. She's amazing. She's changing lives, though you're not going, okay, I'm good. But you are literally in with God every day.
I'm on my knees. I'm crying in the moment with you. Like everyone thinks, oh, you look so put together. And,
right.
You're this beauty queen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been through all the trials and struggles just like you, and probably harder.
Oh, totally.
And I know that His grace is good, and His love is everlasting. So, and that's why I love a pastor told me one time, it's like, fill up your cup with God so you can overflow from it.
Wow.
So I just always every day fill up my cup first.
Yeah.
So then when I meet you and I come in contact with you, I can overflow from that love of God.
Yeah. And then that helps. I mean, as soon as I met you, like I felt that. Like that's who you are. I mean, it's imploding. You're good in here, and it's showing outward. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, showing outward, because you, even with all the struggles, you have a servant's heart.
Yes.
Your contribution. And I think that's what's important too here today is people within our community don't even know what you do. And let's talk about, if we can just get right in, let's talk about the Salvation Army, because if we talked, people just like me think, oh yeah, I contribute, I donate clothes, I go to their thrift shop. When there's like a national fiasco, we see the Salvation Army show up. It is way more than that. And you are now the president this year of the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary Group for the Del Oro Division. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about that, please.
Oh my gosh. I've been serving as a volunteer off and on for over a decade and a half.
Okay.
I had a mentor, Laurel, and Sydney and Barbara, that mentored me on boards of organizations. And I would always just come in and serve and volunteer for this Salvation Army Helping Handbags fundraiser every year.
Oh, okay. I'm going to want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's coming up in October 11th at William Jessup University. And it was amazing because I was like, okay, I'll just participate. And I had women that encouraged me, hey, sit on a board position, take a leadership role. So now to be able to be asked to be president this year, people go, how did you get there? Years of service, years of contributing when I was never looking for anything. I just wanted to give back because I know I was that person that was homeless that needed food. I was a single mom that needed help with diapers. I was that child that was hungry going to school. So I know where I come from, and I know that the people that donated with great hearts, I was able to sustain. So when I can grow up and be the person that gives back to other children or families that need that help, it's an honor. I get to do this.
And be on that side.
And be on that side. And I think there's more women that love the feeling that they can contribute to something greater than themselves. It's not just about me and my life. It's about all the lives that we get to touch around it.
So, and you taking on this leadership role, and you've been volunteering for just over 10 plus years. What was it like? Because you're obviously observing, seeing. So what is it that you've done over the years to get you to that position going, I could do this?
I never, actually, I didn't think I could do it. I prayed about it and I said, God, I can't do this. Is a big role. Del Oro is all of Northern California, the state of Nevada. It's a huge territory.
Okay.
I mean, we serve over 2,200 families for Angel Tree every year for Christmas. We have over 5 centers just in the Sacramento region with over 16 plus different counties that's served. So our Women's Auxiliary is really a philanthropic give back fundraiser where our monies goes to support the gap that needs to be filled.
Okay, explain that, because you have the Salvation Army, but then you have the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary.
Yes.
And that's, okay, so tell us about that
we
difference.
walk alongside the Salvation Army. So as the Salvation Army, you see the first one's in and the first one and the last one's out at national catastrophic events, right? And we have so many centers where you can donate and get food, or their lines are out the door. And so all of the things that the Salvation Army, we have a camp in Nevada for children, after school programs, a women's transitional housing facility shelter. We have a men's shelter. We have all of these programs that are 24/7 running.
Okay,
music programs, after school programs. And so the budgets are exhausted every year. And there's always this gap that needs to be filled.
Okay.
So the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary, we call it SAWA for short.
Okay.
And the women, we get together once a month for lunch and we strategize, how do we raise money to take care of these programs? They need an equipment, or they need, a wall to be fixed. The children have birthday bags that will never get a birthday. We send kids to camp that would never see camp in their lifetime. And so all of they needed like an ATV, to get around the camp and shuttle the kids to where they needed. We purchased that.
Okay.
We raised over $130,000 last year.
Wow.
And so
that's
we
awesome.
walk alongside them.
Got it. Okay, that's important to know.
So important. We're a philanthropic women's group. And we bring all of our resources together to give back to the Salvation Army, to say thank you, Salvation Army, for praying for the families, for meeting the needs of these families.
So how do you know when there is a need?
They call.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, they call.
Okay.
All of the different programs and centers have their own lieutenants and majors and captains that run it. So it's a very intricate community and leadership. And what we are able to do is really just take action. I think you asked me earlier, like, well, how do you do this? You be proactive. Be proactive. I don't sit here and think like my life is so great. I have everything I need. I think about, I have overflow and I have wonderful women friends that have great hearts, and we always have so many clothes, and we spend money on frivolous things, right? The membership annually is $40.
Oh my gosh.
It's nothing.
That's like 2 trips to Starbucks, people.
Right. Yeah.
Really.
Right.
And that's for a year?
That's for the year.
Oh.
Annual membership.
Okay.
And then you just have lunch once a month with us.
So where do you guys go to lunch?
We go to lunch at headquarters. So the Salvation Army Del Oro headquarters is based in Sacramento.
Okay.
Right off of Truxell in Natomas, and we meet there for lunch.
Okay.
And we have a room to fill over 200 plus women. And when I came in, all of these women that we're serving were retiring. They're in their 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Between 60 to the 80s. These women
wow.
are doing all the things. And I'm coming in like, where's all the women that are in their 20s and 30s and 40s that are like movers and shakers and would love to give back?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't know social media.
Okay.
How do we
change that?
So now I think I'm honored that I get to be able to share the good news of like, hey, I can have lunch with all my girlfriends and do amazing work in the community. Let's go.
Right.
Let's do this.
That'll be fun to see because this will be your first year of this transformation of getting it to the next level.
Yeah, we've doubled our membership numbers. We have so many amazing women that have such a great heart, and they're just inviting their friends and their aunts and their moms, and I'm just like, that's once a month just to have lunch. I don't think it's too much to ask.
No,
and I get to have lunch with my girlfriends.
Right. Yes. And it's $40 for a year.
Yeah.
So you guys meet, but then let's talk about this event coming up on October 11th, because I think people can get involved with that event too.
William Jessup University is right here in Rockland, California.
Yeah.
We have over 500 plus women. Probably with you seeing it, we'll probably have over 1,000 women. But it's helping Handbags fundraiser. We throw one big fundraiser a year, and it's and we go shopping for unique brand new purses. So celebrities will donate purses. We have a live auction. You get the best trips.
Yeah.
You know, jewelry companies will donate. So we did like this raffle for $50 for a raffle ticket, and you got like a $3,000 ring.
Oh my gosh.
It was so fun. And so there's just so many, and I always walk out with tons of purses. I mean, like it's your purse shopping, and you can donate a brand new purse. And then you
donate the purse.
Yeah, if you have a brand new purse, donate a purse. Buy a table and come with one. We have lunch together. It's a Saturday lunch. It's it's just fun.
So what about like volunteers?
Yeah.
Are you open to have? You need volunteers and stuff like that?
If you're a member of the Salvation of Sawa, even if you can't attend the lunch meetings, sometimes women just become a member so then they can be a volunteer for helping Handbags.
Oh. And then are there other different events? Because like you said, like at the Salvation Army, we'll see the ringing of the bell at the grocery stores and everything.
Tree during
Angel
Christmas.
Tree. So are you part of that group then too?
Yes, so Salvation Army, our women's auxiliary are a part of all of those things.
All of that.
So we'll donate time ringing the bell.
Okay.
We'll donate time at Angel Tree. We actually shop for the families. So we have dedicated families that we get and we shop for them. And our fundraising dollars goes back into buying those things for those families. The devastation of the fires when families didn't have a Christmas and couldn't even buy anything for their families. Lost their homes, and we were able to sponsor whole families and give them things and have a Christmas when they didn't think that they could.
And I think that's important too to state, because sometimes when we have these big catastrophes and we're sitting here watching it on the news, we're like, how can we help? How can we help? What do we, but it's really just we can call you and say, how can we help, and be part of it
When
too.
you're a part of it, you're already in it. And that's what I think is the best thing.
That's a good point too.
Be a part of it so you're already in it. You don't have to wait till something happens, like, oh, how can I get involved? No, I've been involved. I've been a member. I know that they're doing things. I know that I have access where I can serve and give back.
So what are your goals then this year?
Our goal is hefty. It's a 20th year anniversary.
Okay, wow.
We raised $130,000 this year. We have a hefty goal of $200,000 this year.
Good job.
You'll
do it.
I said, God moves mountains.
Yeah.
So let's go big or go home.
So is it that particular event?
Yep.
So the one event, the goal is 200,000. Okay, so I expect everybody out there to show up and buy a ticket.
Yeah, if you have amazing purses or a friend that's a high, a great name that can donate a purse. We need more higher end purses to be donated. It'd be great for that, and buy a table.
What about a Get Real with Jill purse? Would that go okay?
Absolutely. We love that. We do silent
Deb
auctions.
will buy it.
Yes, all of the above.
It'll be a freebie.
Yeah. And we have auction items, baskets, and things like that nature. So there's so many ways you could. Now, our spring socials in 2 weeks.
Okay, yep.
As president, I've enacted a membership drive for the year.
Okay.
So it's a membership drive, a meet and greet. get to know us. You didn't know that we were here, and we've been here all along.
Right. No,
Yeah.
most people don't. And it's word of mouth,
It
really.
is.
It's
It's
the
word of mouth.
visibility. So where is your meet and greet?
It's going to be at One Capitol Mall at the
Okay.
Legacy office on the 3rd floor. It oversees the Capitol, and it's a beautiful view. We have like so much fun stuff. I have so much great surprises for all the women that are
fun.
coming
Yeah.
in. It's a disco ball floral spring theme.
Shaline, when do you do all this? That's right.
I don't do-
Because you have another amazing business
Yeah,
too.
I do.
So we're going to touch on that for a second, but go ahead.
Jill,
Yeah.
leadership servitude leadership is, I'm the biggest servant, right? Like I'm the one that washes the feet like Jesus. So I can't do anything without the women in the team.
Yeah.
There's women that just show up and show out with their hearts open. And I'm just the representative, right? I think as president, I get the title, I get the forefront, but I'm representing women that are badasses, that are prayer warriors, that are hearts of gold. And that's what I'm honored to do.
Wow. Look at that transformation too.
Yeah.
I mean, your story is amazing. Yeah. So, how could people get connected with this?
We're having lunch. So it's always the 4th Monday of the month. It's the last Monday of the month.
Okay.
And so it's upcoming Monday.
Okay.
If this goes out this week, and if you're coming out Monday for lunch at 12 noon, it's always from 12 to 1:30. We'll do lunch. RSVP on Eventbrite. So if you look up Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary on Eventbrite, you'll see our lunches, and follow us. We'll always post that lunch every month.
Okay.
And then our social media. If you follow me on social media, I usually will post it on my stories all the time. And the women do really well at like sharing and posting it. So share it, post it, invite a girlfriend.
Yeah, please,
don't,
you guys.
Don't keep good things to yourself, is what I
No,
say.
right. I agree. Right. So it's interesting because there are so many people out there who want to contribute and they're just stuck or shy but you are very welcoming and warm. You really are. Yeah.
Women need connection. And I think when people isolate or people close in, it's because the world, or there's things that have happened to make them feel afraid or scared or anxious, to not want to deal with people, because there's people that are not nice,
right,
and they're not good. What I encourage women is get around a community of women that have the love of God, that want to embrace you with that love and that warmth and that joy. And there's women out there. I refuse to believe that the enemy has won. I refuse to believe that there's not good, godly, amazing women out there.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for my people.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the people that are looking for me.
Yeah.
And I want to have amazing friends and relationships that we don't do negativity stuff. We might have a pity party for a minute, but we're going to pray about it, and we're going to declare the good things.
Yeah.
And we're going to do good works together.
Yeah. It's okay to have a minute pity party, and then you give it to God, and He's got it.
Yeah.
Because His blessings are ahead.
Women need good women, especially moms that are, I was a mom, and I remember talking to the baby the whole day and not talking to one human or adult. And you just need a break.
Right.
Or you just need girl time.
Yeah.
Or you just need to be able to vent and laugh and share things and be around good things. Like, come to lunch.
And I think too, especially with young adult women, or males too, but no matter what, is you have a circle, and sometimes it's hard to break that circle.
Yeah.
And they're not good circles.
Right.
But that's the worldly view. Like, it's going to God and creating your people that you're going to help, they're going to help you. If you're stuck, you don't need to stay this way. There's so much ahead, and it's
the battle's in the mind. The enemy wants to isolate you and tell you all the things and get to your mind. And women, I overthink a lot of things. So thank God for the word of truth, because I have to remember, and thank God for the women that would invite me to things, that would remember me and say, hey, come to lunch with us, or hey, we're going to this. Do you want to come along? I'm always trying to invite my introverted friends.
Yeah.
Like, get out of the house, get your clothes on, let's
Right.
go,
Yes.
dress up pretty.
And they're probably like, Shaline.
Yeah. They're like, can I come in sweats? I'm like, I don't care. Just show up.
Just show up.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Showing up is,
Showing
right?
up.
Zig Ziglar says it, showing up is 90% of the battle. Just show up.
Oh, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite book or anything?
Oh my gosh.
Or...
Other than the book of Proverbs, you know, recently, my favorite book that I really love to read is actually Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil.
So
good.
Outwitting the... Oh, I like that.
It
Okay.
gives you all the tactics of the enemy, so then you understand, oh, yeah, that's clear. And so then you can put the enemy below your feet and keep moving.
Yeah.
And we talked about the book Worthy. I'm excited about.
Yes. Yeah. I want us to talk about that later too. I'd love to know it after you get that study going, what your thought
I'm a
is.
library girl.
Okay.
And I did not know that the library had like free audiobooks.
Oh, totally.
Called Libby. Someone told
Libby.
me about.
Yeah.
I love Libby.
Yeah. Libby's
so
awesome.
I love the library.
Yeah.
I'm a connoisseur for books. And I just love to be able to grow and learn. I'm never done learning and growing. I'm never done being better than my old self yesterday, right? So I always say I have so much time to the improvement of myself that I have no time to criticize others.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's no point in that.
Yeah.
No.
Like I want to love you for where you are and where you're going and what God has called you. I want to know the gifts, the talents, the abilities that God has blessed you with, so then I can make sure that I give you a platform for it.
We need more Shaline Janes in our life.
Like
You're
Salvation
amazing.
Army has committees and they do so much. Join a committee. Take a leadership role. Use your gifts that God has blessed you with. I didn't have those gifts. God gave it to you.
Yeah.
So if you can bless us with your gifts, like, hallelujah. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for serving with your heart.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying yes.
Right. Because God has blessed us all with different gifts. And a lot of people out there, they may know that gift, but it's hidden.
Yep.
They might be scared of that
Right.
gift.
Yeah.
Because maybe their circle isn't praising them for that gift.
Yep.
But really, if you're living God's purposeful the life He wants you to lead, that gift will come out.
Yeah. And it's a journey. It's a journey. It's not one day epiphany that I just woke up and was like, oh, this is my purpose. It took showing up every day, even when, and I have those days. I've gone through all the dark days, but I've had to learn to have amazing friends and people in my life to say, get up, come out.
Yeah. So Shaline, what's next for you?
Oh my gosh, I think Salvation Army is going to be amazing this year. There's a whirlwind of events that are coming up. I'm emceeing a lot actually next week. The Sacramento Asian Film Festival's up, so I'll be on stage.
Oh my gosh, that's really
that event.
cool.
And then Hope Ministries, I support Hope Ministries in Manteca. They do homeless women and children, families. So I'll be emceeing their fundraiser.
Okay.
So I MC a lot of
How
nonprofit
fun.
events that are going on.
So they call you.
They call
and,
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
just
got
like,
it down.
hey, welcome to the 2025 Get Real with Jill right here on this amazing podcast. If you haven't got a chance to see the podcast, you need to thank you so much to all of our amazing sponsors, Hydration Love and Salvation Army. It's the thing that we do.
But speaking of which, and before we wrap this up, let's talk a minute about Hydration Love, because you're going to be coming back on the show and we are going to be talking about that, because Get Real with Jill has a lot to do with mental health, fitness, all of that. So just do a little blurb. Let's do a little commercial on hydration health, because you guys, this will change your life also.
17 years ago, I changed my water and it changed my life. I started a company called Hydration Love for the marketing and education and sales of the medical devices for alkaline water. And you don't want to get bamboozled by BS water out there. It's so crazy. It's the biggest scam in history, bottled water in America. And we teach classes, and it's a medical device. By a push of a button, you can change the pH of water. And you can put it in your home and your business, and it lasts for 40 to 50 years, 100% tax deductible. It changed my life. And the truth about water demonstration that we do is mind-blowing.
And we're going to do that. We're going to do that here on the Get Real with Jill show.
Because you're going to get real and get real about your water that you're drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, my skin has cleared up.
She has beautiful skin.
I've lost weight. I've got off my medication for thyroid.
That's a big deal.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. My family has a lot of health issues. I'm Filipina, and my dad had a stroke at 40, and half of his body got paralyzed. I was terrified that I was my mom ended up with cancer. She is a survivor, and she's thriving, but I needed to make decisions for myself to have the best of the best and the quality things.
And it's amazing to think that that was 17 years ago, because really today we're not really paying as attention as we are today. Than we
I've
did.
been talking about alkaline medical grade water for that long.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it now.
Everybody is, because we are all bamboozled by the labels, by
So we're going to get real. We're going to talk about water in a way that ask tons of water questions. I'm probably the best expert to ask all your water questions. Let's debunk the myths.
Then we'll do a survey and get that. Bring your water questions.
Bring your water questions.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much,
Thank you
Shaline.
so
You are
much,
adorable.
Jill.
I so appreciate
Thank you so much for
you.
watching. Thank you so much for
thank
supporting.
you.
Come to lunch. Come to lunch. Come to the social on May 8th.
Join the membership for
$40
$40 a year. That's a really good.
It's so
Just
good.
skip Starbucks for two days or 2 times. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining the Get Real with Jill show. Please, if this made a difference for you, please go ahead and share it. You can subscribe to Spotify podcasts. You can find me on YouTube. You can find Shaline also on social media. But I really hope this makes a difference for you, because the purpose of the Get Real with Jill show is to make a difference in your life and to really show you are of value. God loves you, and you are here breathing today for God's purpose, not our own, but for God's. But before we leave, one thing that I always want to say is be kind to others. No matter what situation you're in, or maybe the person at the other end of the table, your smile can make a difference in their life. And I promise you, their smile back to you will make a difference in your life. All right, you guys, have a great day.
God
and thank
bless
you so
yes,
much.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.